What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Jay coming at y'all with this reaction video. And if y'all see me, I'm a little tired, but the grind don't stop. You know what I'm saying? So this is I don't think Jordan Poole can recover from this. Let's check it out.
Break and everything that can go wrong does. That's been Jordan Poole's vibe for the entire season. From cringeworthy moments on the court, to 0-point games, to statistics so dismal they'd make anyone, yes, even your granny, throw a fit. The pool party has become more of a pothole party. Entering the first year of his $128 million contract, the fifth-year guard has exceeded every expectation placed on him this season, just not in the way anyone had hoped. I mean, as of today, he's been in a slump so deep that I don't even know if it's proper to call it a slump anymore. It pains me to say this, but judging from what I've seen, I don't think Jordan Poole can recover from this.
What happened?
There's two major sources we can use to determine how good or how bad a certain player is.
Right.
One is the numbers test, and the other is the eye test. Sometimes a player could do really well in one test, but score horribly in the other,
amazing player,
and sometimes it's vice versa. Take D'Angelo Russell, for example. And as this fan put it, in that 2019 series against Philly, he played such a smooth, effortless style of basketball that passed the eye test, but when it came to the numbers test, he failed completely by shooting 36% for the series with a 44.6 true shooting percentage.
He did snap that season.
The vice versa of this would be Nicholas Batum. For much of his career, and especially when he was with the Clippers, he was an outstanding numbers guy, shooting north of 40% from beyond the arc, mid-40s from the field, and about 80% at the line. When you watch him play, however, you might notice that he looks a bit awkward.
Yeah, he's just an ugly jump shot, boy.
Now, shifting gears to Jordan Poole, my skepticism about his ability to recover from his
he was good with the Warriors,
is because
though.
He's failing both tests. Let's first dive into the numbers for a moment. Here's a comprehensive list of NBA players in the league who've hit the necessary requirements needed to be on this list, which takes into account games played, minutes played, etc., etc. Well,
a lot of
when
numbers
I sort it by
here.
effective field goal percentage, a critical metric for determining how good a player is, or how bad in this case, Jordan Poole unfortunately finds himself languishing at the absolute bottom of
143rd
this
place.
list. To put into perspective how bad this situation is, translating this into more traditional
Oh my God, you missed that wide open layup,
we're
bro.
looking at Poole shooting just 40% from the field.
That was a good
and
play.
30% from three-point land.
30%?
For those wondering what counts as decent, shooting over 50% from the field is pretty solid, while around 45% is average. And frankly, shooting 40% is like you're flirting with being cut from the league.
Oh, shoot.
And as far as 30% from three-point range, that's about what Giannis shoots, and let's be real, defenses practically send him an invite to shoot from downtown.
Nice.
But here's the kicker. Jordan Poole isn't just any player, he's a volume shooter. As one of Washington's primary options for scoring,
why are you
he's
even pulling that up,
14
bro?
shot attempts per game, and yet
why are you even putting that up? You're not like that, bro.
He scored over 30 points so far this season. Honestly, we all thought he'd be bad this season, but nobody saw him plummeting this far. I mean, like this Lakers fan recently commented, I owe Jordan Poole an apology. I thought he'd average 25 on 25 shots per game this year, but turns out he's even more bad than I thought. 15 points is what we'd expect a fourth option to score on a team, not a second option. So, by all accounts, Jordan Poole has failed every numbers test there possibly is.
I know I gotta shave mine too, but I need a haircut. But look, he's getting haircuts.
So, here's Jordan Poole up top with the ball in hand. In the fourth quarter, with the Wizards trailing by 4 with 30 seconds left on the clock, it's do or die time. But what does Poole do?
Jordan Poole, oh my gosh, that's a carry! Yep, and it will. Oh my gosh! He didn't switch hands. It wasn't a crossover. It was a carry.
Oh my God!
I'm not a big one for a carry call, but look at this one. That was blatant.
Yeah, guys, this has pretty much been the tale of the tape when it comes to Jordan Poole in Washington.
You train every day,
and
you can't.
I'm not exaggerating one bit.
Oh my God, I need to shave that mustache.
Things like this
Is that how I look right now?
in every game, obviously, but I'm serious when I say that every time I'm online scouring for fresh video ideas, I stumble upon new lowlights of Poole, like this here, for example. In this particular play, Poole takes on Drew Holiday, trying to back him down in the post not once, but twice, and botches both attempts. Then, in a scramble to save face and the ball, he ends up throwing a grenade to Kuzma, who airballs it.
Right, because Kuzma thinks he's Curry
Like I
shooting
said,
from that
I
far.
didn't want to make another
my
Poole
God.
video, but every time I'm on the internet
You need to
searching
make a
for
Kuzma
ideas,
video.
bam, Poole does something else.
Dude's on his knees, bro. Imagine you're
And
in
you
the
know what?
NBA.
By just barely
Look
digging
at
in
him.
and doing the bare minimum of research, I
Such
quickly
a-
find even more content which backs up the
Look
narrative.
at his face.
Like, look at how he plays defense on De'Aaron Fox here.
He's gonna
It's like
slack
he just
off.
throws his hands up and
Look,
gives
look.
Fox the green light to blow past him.
It's like
as
James
if
Harden
just
defense, bro.
practice. Honestly, this might just take the cake for the laziest defense I've witnessed all year. And no kidding this time,
But he
guys.
thinks he's contesting that.
About 2 weeks ago, I was diving into a highlight reel of the Wizards versus Cleveland game. I was there for one reason, to see Jordan Poole in action.
Well,
But
he ain't gonna be
after
in
watching
action.
a 10-minute video, not a single highlight featured Poole. And
Right.
I'm sitting there puzzled
He got
thinking,
no highlight
what's
reels.
the deal here? Naturally, I did what any self-respecting basketball fanatic would do. I headed over to ESPN.com to sift through the box score because, let's
Yeah,
face
0
it,
points.
it's just easier to navigate around than
Look at him.
NBA.com.
25
And that's when it
minutes.
hit me. The reason Poole was
0
MIA
for
from the
4, 0
highlight
for
reel,
5.
he didn't put up a single point that game. Yeah, you heard me, guys. The supposed second option on the Wizards in a recent showdown against Cleveland scored a grand total of 0 points.
And you fouled
Nada.
out?
Zip. Zilch. Now, if Poole was a bench warmer or was a relatively unknown player, we might give him a pass, but nope. This is the dude raking in $27 million this year for this performance. So, the real head scratcher here is, why is this happening?
Right, why is it happening?
Rewind just a few seasons back, and this
Look at
guy
him
was
taking
hitting
off. He
playoff
needs to cut his
stats
hair,
like
that's what it is.
50% from the field, 40% from three, and 90% from the free throw line. We're talking about a guy once dubbed the third Splash Brother.
Right.
The one Steph Curry himself said was next in line for the Golden State throne. How do you go from being handed the keys to the kingdom to becoming
You
the
need to cut your hair,
punchline
bro. Get the
of
waves back.
league? Well, there's a couple theories. Some people might blame it on Draymond's infamous practice incident. Others argue defenses have figured him out, claiming he was never really top tier.
Defense
But
can't
if
figure
you're
out, bro.
asking
You just got to
me,
keep
It
evolving.
feels like he's walking down a path similar to Ja Morant's, a
Ooh.
case of the alligators got him. What that metaphorically means is that the superstar lifestyle with all the
He needs to go back to that
tragedy of
hairstyle
fame
right there, and
fortune got
that
to him.
mustache and everything.
Many Warriors fans are of the same opinion. Like this fan here who commented, "I've said it many times, winning a title in year 2 and having some strong playoff games broke his brain. He convinced himself that he's Steph Curry, and this is what it looks like when a guy has Steph's confidence with less than half of his skill."
Right.
And then there's this spot-on comment. Every time Poole touches the ball, you can tell how badly he wants it to be a highlight for Instagram.
Yeah, well, you have to snap, though.
And
You can't.
it's true.
Look, let's see.
I mean, he even tried Steph Curry's no-look 3 at one point.
Yeah, come on,
which
buddy,
turned
don't do that.
into another low light for him.
He's such a bot.
Anyway, with a contract
go back to
north
that
of
Poole right
$100
there.
million and with a ring already on his
Fresh
finger,
waves on deck.
honestly, I don't think Jordan Poole can really
He
recover
needs to get
from
rid of that.
this. It's like how Zion can't stop
Oh my
eating
God.
in New Orleans, or like how Ben Simmons can't be bothered to strive for greatness. Jordan Poole is now in a tricky position where it's hard for him to be great. In Golden State, it was easy because he was always around legends like Curry and Thompson, who were more than just teammates. They were mentors, eager to lift him up. But in Washington, it's a whole
Yeah,
different
he doesn't have
ballgame.
nobody.
They've been one of the worst organizations in the league for the better part of the last decade. And let's face it, it's tough to find motivation in an environment that doesn't really care about winning. When there's no championship aspirations, it's hard to wake up at 4 a.m. and go to practice. Which then begs the question, what's next on the horizon for Jordan Poole? Well, the harsh reality is, NBA history isn't short of stories about players who vanished into thin air post-signing those big, fat, lucrative contracts. Chandler Parsons, for example, inked a 4-year, $94 million contract back with the Grizzlies in 2016. But because of injuries and, well, a bit too much partying, he played out most of his contract on the bench before eventually drifting away from the NBA. Then there's Luol Deng, who signed a 4-year, $72 million contract with the Lakers the same year. But when Magic Johnson became president of basketball operations, he was keen on developing Brandon Ingram, and as a
Yeah.
result, Deng found himself
Say
warming
goodbye.
the bench for the majority of his contract.
Say goodbye, my
At
guy.
this point, it seems that Jordan Poole might be treading on a similar path. I mean, when the Washington Wizards don't see you as part of their future plans, where else is there to go? With $100 million in the bank, I'm sure he won't want to go play in China, where he'll be paid like 5% of his current salary. Then, with all the fame he's had earlier in his career and the pride he has, I'm not sure if he'd be willing to come off the bench for non-championship contending teams. But whatever the case is, here's something hilarious that happened recently. For those who think it all went downhill for Poole following that infamous spat with Draymond, where he supposedly called him an expensive backpack for Curry, here's a twist. Brandon Podziemski recently gave Draymond a piece of his mind during a scrimmage, and Draymond took it well. The internet had a field day with this, with fans commenting, "Jordan Poole cannot believe what he's reading." And
Jordan Poole cannot believe what he's reading. He was debating whether to punch him or not. So look, y'all. Jordan Poole can easily fix it, bro. He needs to get right, start hitting the gym. I mean, like the practice, like even just go practice by yourself, bro. Throw up 100 threes, 200 free throws, 150 mid-range shots, 100 layups. You know what I'm saying? Like, just start practicing, bro. You got to start going in. Because there's no way you're in a team full of bots. Everybody in the Golden State Warriors thought you're the next upcoming thing. And you just fall off the face of the earth like that, bro. You need to get right. And there's no excuse, dog. So like, comment, subscribe. And let me know what you guys want to see in the next video. Peace.